Hello everybody out there in wherever you are. This is my first video for the sales effect, and I'm doing a video, posting this on YouTube, really because I want to hopefully the people that are looking at my website get to understand who I am and get a little bit of insight as to what the sales effect is on a more personal level, if you will. Everybody sees Facebook sites and websites, but I rarely get to see the raw version of people, the unedited version of people. And so this is a try. I'm trying this out, and I'm hoping people will like this. My goal is to present different interviews with different people in the Edmonton area, because that's where the sales effect is based. And I've had the lucky opportunity of meeting some great people, both in the sales world and in the executive world. So I'll be bringing those people to the YouTube world, and you can find out more about them and what makes them tick. Today, this being the first video up, I wanted to talk about a little bit about me. And Janine, who's filming this, and she works with me here at the Sales Effect, she's taping this, and she's going to be asking me a few questions. And hopefully you'll get all those goals will be achieved through this little video in terms of who I am and who the Sales Effect is. And hey, this is my office too, so you can, I don't know if you want to pan around those pictures up there. My daughter did it, Hannah, so I'm pretty proud of those pictures. And yeah, this is where I am. So what the heck, I kind of like the office. But so Janine, what do you want to ask me?
So the first question, Michael, is why did you start this company?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, good question. The reason I started this company was because I've been in sales really my whole life, and I was up until about a few years ago, I had seen really good people go into the world of sales, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, they never succeeded. I believe they didn't succeed not because they couldn't have been great, but because they just simply weren't provided the mentorship or guidance in order to be successful. So I just was tired of seeing these really good individuals not have a good career in the world of sales. So I started this company because the first thing I wanted to do was help people become great in this thing we call sales. I call it a professional salesperson. I think there's a big difference between being a pro and what you see a lot of other people out there being peddlers. So I started it because of that reason. I also started it because my mom was, in my opinion, the greatest salesperson I've ever met, and this company is out of homage to her. It's to respect her and what she taught me. And then lastly, because I care about the customers I represent, I really do believe that each customer that we sign on to do business with, I want them to succeed. And if they succeed and their sales staff succeeds, great. I mean, that makes me the happiest person really around. And as a result, if they succeed, we succeed.
Okay, and the second question is, what is your philosophy of sales? So,
without being too complex and long-winded, it's very simple. It's to be honest and to be upfront. The traditional notion of a salesperson is it's a war game when you enter a meeting, and it's about a little bit of manipulation. It's tactical, it's strategic, and there's a couple of ways you can use strategic in a good way, but you can also be you can use the word strategic in a good way, but you can also be strategic in a bad way. In other words, like it goes back to manipulation and things of that sort, where you're not even really listening to the customer anymore. You're just thinking 2 steps ahead as to, well, how can I rebuttal their objection, and how can I turn the tables around in terms of them wanting to buy whatever it is that I'm selling, but it actually might not even be in their best interest to do so. So my philosophy is, again, very simple. It's to be honest and upfront and trustworthy. And sometimes you will lose the sale, and I say lose, meaning you really haven't lost anything. It's just there wasn't a sale there to begin with. So, being able to be honest and trustworthy up front and hold your head up high when you leave a meeting that maybe didn't go your way, to me is better than going into a meeting, manipulating, being strategic, and having somebody buy something that in the end isn't going to work for them.
Okay, and the final question is, what makes the Sales Effect unique from other sales companies out there?
Well, what makes us unique is that, in terms of sales companies, other companies offering services in terms of training and things of that sort is that we don't have a cookbook. We don't have a training manual guide that we, you know, we come up with and then we simply regurgitate it to other companies. And I mean, I think there's some great material out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some fabulous material out there, but I often see it on the reverse side of it, where the material is just dated, it's old, and it just doesn't have any relevance anymore. It's you know, some guides I've seen don't take into account the fact that we're on YouTube now, don't take into the fact that there's a thing called Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook. I mean, sales is ever changing. It changes each week, each day sometimes, for that matter. So our material, I like to think, is like a great chef. We use only the freshest ingredients. In other words, I'm always looking at what else is being done out there. I'm interviewing, you know, the top salespeople in my marketplace, as well as I'm interviewing the executives and what they're wanting in my marketplace. So I'm always using the newest material in terms of what people are saying out there and implementing it into the companies that I'm serving and doing business with. The other thing that makes us different is, because we don't have a cookbook, so to speak, of how to do sales, we also make sure that we go into a company and we understand their culture, we understand the individuals there, we understand the product there, and we really engulf ourselves in the company before we start even saying, well, this is how you do sales. I mean, it always surprised me that somebody could come into a company and say, hey, everybody, this is how you do sales, and without even a thought as to who these people are, what their experiences have been, and why they're even successful. I mean, most of the companies that can afford some of these people to come in are very successful. There has to have been a reason to why they were successful. So sometimes I always take what's worked great and tweak it around a little bit. We're not doing a whole revolutionary way of interacting with customers and prospects, for that matter. So those are the things that I think make us different.
All right. Well, Michael, thank you for taking the time today to answer those questions.
Well, no, thanks. I appreciate it. And Janine, thanks for taping this. And yeah, this is kind of fun. I can see myself doing this. We actually, to be honest with you too, we tried doing this with one of my good friends, Robin, who's in town. We're going to have to redo it. We were at West Edmonton Mall, and let's just say it didn't turn out good because I think there was dolphin show, or not a dolphin show, the seal show or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I hope this is good, and I look forward to doing more of these. So thanks, Janine.